Imagine this. The Venice Film Festival, September 2025. You've got the dazzling lights, the ancient canals, basically the entire world of cinema gathered there.
Yeah, the weight of history is palpable.
Exactly. And then picture this young woman, barely in her 30s, from this, well, remote part of India, stepping right into that spotlight.
It almost sounds like a scene from a movie itself, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
But this is real. This is Anuparna Roy, a debut director. And she didn't just show up at Venice.
No, she actually won, clinched the Orizzonti Award for Best Director. It's quite something.
For her film, Songs of Forgotten Trees. And we're hearing it's not just, another movie. It's being called a quiet revolution.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we're diving into today, her story. It's really about art, resilience, and honestly, challenging what we think of as ordinary.
Right. So our mission today is to really unpack that journey from Purulia in West Bengal all the way to that massive stage in Venice.
We'll look at the grit, the sacrifices she made. It's quite a story of conviction. She's definitely what you'd call a cinematic rebel.
So stick with us, because we're going to uncover some pretty surprising facts and the key moments that led to this historic win.
Okay, so let's set that Venice scene properly. It was September 7th, 2025. Anuparna Roy accepts the award from Julia Ducournau, the French filmmaker who headed the jury.
And the Orizzonti section itself. That's important, right? It's not the main competition, but it has a specific focus.
Exactly. Orizzonti means horizons. It's specifically for films that are, innovative, pushing boundaries, trying something new. And Venice itself, founded way back in 1932, it's the oldest film festival globally. So winning there, it matters.
And this win, it wasn't just any award for an Indian filmmaker. This was groundbreaking.
Absolute groundbreaking. She's the first Indian director to ever win Best Director in the Orizzonti category.
Wow. Okay.
And get this, only the second Indian woman to win a major award at Venice overall.
Right. After Mira and Air back in 2001 for Monsoon Wedding, that's quite a gap.
It is. And it really throws a spotlight onto independent storytelling, doesn't it? Away from the gloss of Bollywood.
So how big a deal is this really? Is it changing the game for Indian and independent cinema? Or is it more like a really bright but isolated moment?
Well, I think it's more than just a bright spot. It feels like a blueprint almost, showing that raw, authentic stories can break through, that truth can resonate more than just glitter. It sends a signal, right, that powerful art can come from anywhere, not just the established hubs, and that international audiences, international juries, they're looking for these authentic voices.
So it's a statement about where Indian film might be heading.
I think so. Definitely about its evolving landscape.
Okay, so to really get out of Anuparna Roy, we need to go back to her roots in Purulia. Tell us about this place.
Right, Purulia. It's in West Bengal. It's known for its distinctive red soil, ancient tribal cultures, and the Chau dance. Very vibrant, masked dance form.
Sounds culturally rich.
It is, but, and this is key to her story, it's also one of the most underdeveloped districts in West Bengal. We're talking poverty, limited infrastructure. It's not the kind of place you typically associate with launching a global film career.
So a challenging background. What about her family? Were they artistic?
Not at all. Born into a modest family, zero connections to the arts. Her parents, quite understandably, were focused on stability, a career in film. That seemed risky, fanciful. They actually opposed it initially.
So education was the path they saw for her.
Yes, stability through education. She ended up going to a lesser-known college, and then, the practical choice, she went into IT. Information technology. For security,
A very common path for many young Indians seeking that financial security.
Exactly. But you can imagine her, right, working in IT, the code, the cubicles. But underneath, this creative fire just wouldn't go out.
And she found fuel for it in cinema.
She did. Specifically, raw, humanistic third world cinema. Films that focused on social reality, marginalized voices. Directors like Jafar Panahi from Iran, G. Azanke from China. Think of still life.
Okay. And Alfonso Cuarón's Roma, perhaps.
Yes, that kind of unflinching realism. But closer to home, it was Ritwik Ghatak, the legendary Bengali filmmaker. His films like Tita Sekti Nadir Naam, which dealt with post-partition life, they were just so stark and humanist.
So Ghatak really struck a chord.
Deeply. He ignited this resolve in her, this need to speak truth, no matter how difficult.
So she's got this IT job, this simmering passion fueled by these incredible filmmakers.
Yeah.
What was the tipping point? What made her take the leap?
It seems that internal fire just became too strong to ignore. By August 2022, she made a huge decision.
Okay.
Quit the IT job, packed up, moved to Mumbai.
Wow. just like that, to Mumbai, the heart of the film industry.
Just like that. A complete break. It's a massive leap of faith.
And that move itself, it reminds you of so many stories, right? Especially from Bengal, where economic issues have often led to talent moving elsewhere.
It's a recurring theme, unfortunately. And Swetha, played by Sumi Bagal, she's newer to the city, still grappling with it all. They end up subletting an apartment together, a very practical Mumbai arrangement.
Just roommates trying to make ends meet.
It starts that way, out of necessity. But then this practical arrangement blossoms into something deeper. A tender, romantic bond starts to form between them right there amidst the daily grind.
Ah, okay. So it's about finding connection in unexpected places.
Exactly. Human connection pushing through even in this huge, impersonal city.
That sounds really intimate. What themes was she exploring, and where did the inspiration come from? It feels personal.
It definitely weaves together intimacy, migration, and this undercurrent of quiet defiance. Roy mentioned she was inspired by watching her own maternal grandmother and her step-aunt.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Just observing how they managed a household together without male support, taking that inherent female strength, that way of forging their own path, and translating it into this modern story. It's less about just survival, more about the depth of their emotional connection.
And Mumbai itself.
Yeah.
You said it's like a character.
Oh, absolutely. The city's relentless energy,
Yeah.
the hustle, you feel it. It shapes their relationship, their quiet moments. It's constantly present.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How many stories like this, these deep connections, are happening unnoticed in big cities everywhere?
Millions, probably.
And making this film, it wasn't quick. You mentioned the timeline.
No, definitely not a sprint. More like a marathon. Shooting started December 2022, wrapped a whole year later, December 2023.
A full year of shooting.
Yes. And then post-production took until early 2025, so almost 2.5 years from start to finish.
Wow. In an industry that often wants things fast,
Yeah.
that's deliberate.
It speaks volumes about her approach. She seems to have this real disdain for mediocrity. It's about getting it right, finding the authenticity, not rushing it.
That dedication is clear. But you also mentioned funding is a nightmare for independent films in India. How did she navigate that?
Yeah, it's incredibly tough. Like climbing Everest without oxygen, someone described it. She sought out mentors, people who could help guide her. An editor named Anirban Mady was apparently crucial in helping her sharpen her vision.
Having a good mentor makes such a difference.
Immense, especially when you're working somewhat in isolation.
But then came a really big moment, right? Anurag Kashyap.
Yes. That was pivotal. August 2025. Kashyap, who's obviously a huge name known for films like Gangs of Wasseypur.
Very gritty, acclaimed director.
He saw a rough cut of Songs of Forgotten Trees and was apparently so moved by it, he just volunteered to come on board as a presenter.
Just like that. That's a massive endorsement for a debut filmmaker.
Huge. It lends instant credibility. But interestingly, he also apparently advised her to be cautious about some of the sensitive topics in the film.
Oh, did that cause any friction? Did she change things?
That's the interesting part. It highlights her integrity, I think. Kashyap's support was vital, but she didn't compromise her vision. She stuck to her instincts.
So she listened to his advice, but ultimately followed her own path.
Exactly. She mentioned he told her something like, "An award brings responsibility to make better films." And she seems to have interpreted that as a call for artistic truth, not playing it safe.
That takes courage.
It really does, trusting her own storytelling instincts.
And then, Venice. Her name is announced. September 7th, 2025. Must have been electric.
You can only imagine. And her acceptance speech. It wasn't just a thank you.
No. What did she say?
Well, her voice was apparently trembling, but she dedicated the award first to the villages and soil of her home state, Purulia, connecting back to her roots.
That's lovely.
But then she pivoted. She spoke about global injustice. She said, and this is a direct quote, "I hold this award, but my heart is in Gaza," expressing solidarity with the children suffering there amidst the conflict.
Wow. That's a very strong statement to make on such a global stage.
Incredibly strong. And deeply personal, clearly.
In today's world, though, making a statement like that, it must have come with consequences. What was the reaction back home?
You're right. It wasn't a casual comment. It was clearly from depth conviction. And it wasn't the first time she'd spoken about it, but saying it there, at Venice, it definitely sparked a significant backlash in India.
How so? Accusations of?
Politicizing the win, aligning with a certain side, you know. It really underlines that tricky relationship between art and politics, especially when artists use their platform for global issues. It challenges people.
So how did she handle that backlash, that intense scrutiny?
She didn't back down at all. There was an interview in Mumbai, September 12th, where she was very firm. She said something like, if supporting Palestine makes me less Indian, I'm fine with it.
Wow.
She was clear. I'm not political. I don't represent any party. I speak for injustice everywhere, be it in my country, Nepal, or beyond. She emphasized her solidarity was with suffering children, not a political group.
That's a nuanced position, but still quite bold.
Extremely bold, and it definitely drew anger from some influential quarters, people who saw it as maybe anti-nationalist, but it also earned her a lot of praise. Even the chief minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, publicly congratulated her.
So it's really divided opinion.
Completely, and I think that moment really cemented this image of her.
The quiet rebel.
Exactly. Soft-spoken in person, apparently, but fierce in her convictions. She believes mediocrity is the real enemy. She said, no matter how uncomfortable, I must make good cinema. That's the bigger fight. It's almost a life philosophy.
And this win, it puts her in some pretty legendary company in terms of Indian cinema at Jonas.
Oh, absolutely. Think about it. Satyajit Ray won the Golden Lion way back in '57 for Aparhito. Buddhadeb Dasgupta got a Special Director Award in 2000. Chaitanya Tamphan won the Orizzonti Best Film for Court in 2014.
So she's only the fifth Indian filmmaker overall to get this kind of major Venice recognition.
That's right. And coming relatively soon after Payal Kapadia's Grand Prix win at Cannes in 2024 for All We Imagine as Light.
It does feel like a moment, doesn't it? A resurgence for Indian independent film on the world stage.
It really does. But there's a but.
Okay.
While these films get global acclaim, they often really struggle to find an audience back home at the Indian box office.
Right. Critical success versus commercial success.
Exactly. And Roy herself seems aware of this. She's apparently said she doesn't expect her films to be huge multiplex draws. She prefers the festival circuit, where audiences might be more attuned to nuance.
So Songs of Forgotten Trees might not get a wide release in India soon.
Currently, the global distributor, Celluloid Dreams, is handling the international festival run. An Indian theatrical release is on hold for now. It highlights that gap global praise doesn't always equal domestic distribution for these kinds of films.
It's a tough reality. So what's next for her? She doesn't seem like someone who'd rest on her laurels after a big win.
Far from it. She's already developing her next project, and it sounds fascinating.
Tell me more.
It's going deeper into history and feminism, a period drama set in 1930s British Bengal.
Oh, wow. Pre-independence.
Right. But it's focused on two women striving for their own liberation, not necessarily tied directly to the independence movement, but more about their personal battles for autonomy within that patriarchal colonial society.
Sounds intense. Where's the inspiration coming from?
She's drawing on research by the historian Joya Chatterjee. So it's grounded in real historical context, exploring those forgotten corners of women's lives.
That sounds like exactly the kind of challenging, nuanced story she'd gravitate towards.
It fits perfectly, doesn't it?
And outside of filmmaking, what fuels her? What shapes that unique perspective?
Well, she's apparently a voracious reader, really dives into philosophy, literature.
Like who?
Philosophers like J. Krishnamurti, who talks a lot about self-inquiry, consciousness. You can kind of see echoes in her characters' internal lives. Novelists like James Joyce appreciating that kind of innovative storytelling. And also, significantly, African writers like Njige Wationjo.
Thiong'u is a powerful voice against colonialism for indigenous culture.
Exactly. You can see how that resonates with her focus on marginalized narratives and speaking truth to power. All these different threads weave together into her worldview, this advocacy for liberation in all its forms.
Her whole story feels like a modern take on that classic Bengali literary theme, the struggle for existence, where real merit battles against the odds.
That's a great way to put it. Merit over privilege.
So, looking back, it's just an incredible journey we've tracked today. From selling her TV in Mumbai to that Venice stage, accepting that award, speaking her truth. Anuparna Roy really is the embodiment of resilience.
She is. And a reminder that truly great, impactful art often comes directly from facing adversity, from refusing to compromise on truth.
And in a time when cinema can sometimes feel like just another product, her story really pushes us, doesn't it? To question the easy, the formulaic.
Definitely. Why settle for the ordinary when voices like hers, rooted in real life, unafraid of difficult topics, can actually provoke real thought and maybe even change?
Yeah, her rebellion isn't loud and flashy. It's quiet, but it's deep. It challenges us, the audience, to reject mediocrity in our own ways, maybe, to embrace what feels true, even if it's uncomfortable.
The powerful challenge.
So maybe the final thought for you listening is this. What's that uncomfortable truth you might be holding on to? And what quiet revolution could acknowledging it spark in your own life?